Singleton will be kicking off towards the highway end, Scone receiving and running back to the bare fields over there. And we need to get something on that, mate.
So is that running downhill, like Luke Gardner wanted to run uphill last time?
Oh, I've actually got to turn. Thanks for the heads up there. I've got to turn on Nick Martin so as we can actually have Nick. He loves it. He loves being a part of this commentary and his voice coming through. So I'll just make sure that we've got him there. Nick, say something. Maybe not. Maybe Nick has had a little bit of a change of heart. But there we go with the kick-off from number 3. Will Newenhouse. It goes down to the highway and it's allowed to bounce topless with the ball. Offloads to Radford. Radford hits the ball up at 1,000 miles an hour. And he's nearly at the 30-metre line before he's met by Watson and Tommy Johnson. Wicks out a dummy half off to Tim Smith with the first hit up, and he's met by Gardner. Gardner up high and Ethan Edwards underneath. Wicks into dummy half. He comes out to Ritter. Ritter with his first run of the ball. I don't think he was expecting that, but he's up to the 40-metre line, 20 metres in from touch. Ritter back to Wicks. Off to, that's Ronan Haddad, I believe, number 5 for the Scone side. And he's made it to just centre field, just shy of the halfway line. Wicks. Off to Watts. Watts punches it down to a nice low one. It's came down. This is going to be interesting. James Bradley's first run up from fullback, and he's taken it straight on. He's running to Wicks, and as well Watts there, and he's just shy of the 30-metre line, centre field. As out of dummy half goes. That's help me out.
That's Will Newenhouse.
Will Newenhouse in the centre position. James Bradley, Jake Hardy. Sorry, offloads there to number 4. I'm going to take this glass
That's your man, Cody Argent.
Cody Argent.
Focus.
Told ya. And there we go. Watson runs up. He's met with some strong defence from Scone. They're trying to drive him back, but they're driving him across field. He's on the halfway line, 15 metres in from the eastern side. Off to Hardy. Hardy with the ball steps. He looked shaped to kick there, but he's bounced off 2, 3 tackles. He's got his arm free, but he can't get it away before he's wrestled down there by JJ Apthorpe. Here we go. A little chip over the top. It's gone down to the corner. It's going to be collected by Topless. No, it goes between his legs and into the in-goal area. He's picked it up off the ground. He's coming across field, and a great tackle around the legs there by Cody Argent.
Good set from Singo.
Yeah,
it's good to see Jake Hardy take the line on early.
Yep.
As here we go, Tim Smith scoots out from dummy half. He's over the 10-metre line. Singleton seem to be matching it here with them at the moment. Wicks off to Radford. Radford bang, straight into Rinkin. They're on the 20-metre line. If you're not at the ground and you can get here, get down here. This has started off as we expected. Austin makes it up to the 30-metre line. He's tackled. Back to Wicks. Wicks on to Ritter. Ritter taps it on. Oh, no, mistake. First mistake of the game, and Singleton clean up the ball. Tap onto Tommy Hagan there, and he's dropped the ball. Jake Smith into dummy half. He gives it to Ethan Edwards. This is Singleton in attacking position now, 25 metres out from the Scone try line. Wilcox off to Smith, who's given it to Bradley. He's been taken down 15 metres out from their line. Here comes Jake Smith. Off to Tommy Johnson. Tommy Johnson tackled 10 metres out, centre field. What are they going to do here? Decoy for off to Jake Hardy. Jake Hardy around the back. Oh, James Bradley's dropped it after some pressure there from, and it's play on. It's gone back. At 6 to go. Oh, that's a head-high tackle. Wicks has stuck his arm out there and got it, but he's copped to Jake Hardy. Jake, just let it go, mate. Let it go.
Just a lazy one, mate.
That's a lazy... I thought it was a knock-on myself.
Yeah, it was interesting. It looked like it hit the forearm and went into Tim Smith to constitute a knock-on, but they've ruled it to go backwards. Now Singo will take the shot at 2.
I tell you what, Tim Smith come off that wing at pace to shut down Jake Hardy and create that, I thought was error, but that was just a lazy wing stuck out there to give away that penalty, and they're going to take the shot for 2, Singleton. And wow, this is the start of the game that I said they needed to come out of the barriers. Yeah, interesting to see Singleton try and shift the ball from side to side with the forward battle, try not to go through Scone, just sort of get on their edges. Obviously we know, Mick Radford and Isaac Austin up front quite big, so just getting a little bit wider. And it's come off that error of Ritter trying to tip it onto Tommy Hagan and that lost ball. So
put a bit of pressure. So we're building into the game pretty good this afternoon at the moment. So I'm pretty impressed already with that Mick Radford. Jeez, he looks good when he charges the ball on.
The prop of the year last year, he beat Marcus Marsh, and Marcus Marsh has out to prove it this year. So here we go. Will Newenhouse moves in from 10 metres out, taps it. Over it goes. 5 minutes gone in this match. Singleton 2 lead. Scone Thoroughbreds nil at home. Look, they could have kept the pressure going then, but when the points were on offer...
Yeah, I don't mind it, you know. Like I said, we're bad starters, so take the 2 points and try and build into it.
Just noted Gary McKeon down here run the water for Scone. Any inside there, Reggie, as to why he's not playing today?
Not too sure at all, to be honest with you. May be injured, but Jake Watts kicks off. And it's gone down. They've allowed it to bounce again. And who's going to take it? Dale Watson said, give it to me. And he charges across field and straightens up. But he's gone straight into Hago. And I think it's Radford it is. Nick Cox out of dummy half. Off to Luke Gardner. He looks shapes to pass it, but he doesn't. And he's dragged Clydesdale and number 12, JJ. An extra few metres. And here we go. Dale Watson go back in the thick of it over the 30-metre line, or just on it. Tackled by Wicks and Ritter. Cox, dummy half. Decoy to Rinkin gives it on to Jake Hardy, who turns back under. I cannot see. Is that Newenhouse?
No, it's Cody Argent.
Jake Hardy punches it down on the 4th tackle, and he's picked up topless on the sideline. Topless only 25 metres out from his line. He makes it back to the 40-metre line before he's driven back in a little bit of defence there. And this will be interesting to see how Singleton get off this line. Dummy half off to Austin. Austin brings it to 45 metres out. Wicks in dummy half. He's looking for runners. Gets it to that man there. It's Joel Harrison. Joel Harrison over the halfway line. The Singleton defence is up to meet them. This is a great game. Wicks on to Tommy Hagan. Tommy Hagan carts a few over the 40-metre line into Singleton's turf, and James Bradley takes a fall in the back play. Here goes Clydesdale. He's on to JJ. JJ's running. He's still carting it. Those legs pumping before he's brought down there by Will Newenhouse and Tommy Johnson's last tackle. What have they got? Clydesdale. Oh, he fakes it. They've stood off him. Oh, was that a touch by Singleton? No, it wasn't. It was just thrown to the ground and jumped on there well by Ethan Edwards. Here we go. Out from dummy half. Will Newenhouse uses that leg speed. He's running to Ritter and Hagan. How'd you see that set?
Yeah, they look really dominant, didn't they? Forward pack coming forward. They made a lot of metres. They just didn't have a finish the last play off.
A lot of talk there from the Scone attack to try and get out on this edge and take Jake Smith on, so obviously we'll see how that pans out in the game when you got someone like JJ Apthorpe and Clydesdale down this edge running at Jake Smith.
So here we go. Cox out of dummy half on to James Bradley. James Bradley's tackled halfway, nearly at the halfway. He's crawling, trying to get there. Nick Cox on to Jake Smith. Jake Smith punches it downfield. Oh, that was a bit of a nothing kick, and it's going to the sideline on the eastern side. Not a bad result. 25 metres out. Give the boys a bit of a breather, but I tell you what, the intensity's here, and they've both shown up to play.
Yeah, it's not a bad game so far, isn't it? There's only been, one error so far, knock on, so it's been good.
And of course, they stood off Adam Clydesdale, as I said down here, and that could have been dangerous. He had that step. He went for the pass. I would have probably tried to go a bit of extra further, but the pass went astray.
I'm not going to argue what his decision is. Too good for me.
We're not in the same category. No. We're $5 spectators. Here we go. Scone to feed the scrum. Just over their 20-metre line. Watts off to Joel Harrison. Geez, he's a big centre. He makes it nearly to the 30-metre line. Jake Smith accommodates, and then it's Hawkshaw out of dummy half. He splits them down the middle. He's made it up to the 50-metre line before he's dragged down by Thompson. And Luke Gardner says, I'll flop on top for an extra bit of pressure. Radford comes straight forward, runs straight into Cody Argent. Cody Argent takes him low with Tom Johnson over the top. Oh, a bit of... What was that? Get offside? What's the call there?
No, he's calling for holding down. They had 4 in the tackle. When you get 4 in the tackle, you've all got to go together. You can't peel off at once. So I think that's why Nick's paying the penalty for hold down.
Well, there we go. Glad we've got the referee in the box. We need this every week. Here's Hawkshaw. He taps it onto Austin. Austin takes it up for the feet up off the penalty, and he's nearly at the 10-metre line. They're going too high on Isaac Austin. Wicks. Ritter turns Tommy Hagan back underneath, and he tries to bump off one, but he's held on there. I think it was Nick Cox with Rinkin. Here we go. Wicks dummy half. Clydesdale back under to Ritter. How many times have we called that? He's
good ball.
Flick pass off to JJ, and that is a try. Scone Thoroughbreds open up the try scoring on this western side, only 10 metres from the uprights.
Good offload. Yeah, beautiful. Very clinical.
Yeah, if you looked at the attacking structure, you thought Clydesdale might have played out the back here to topless, but just turned it simple ball back to Ritter. Ritter good, very nice offload to JJ to finish off.
I don't even think they could have read that in defence. That was just a play that Scone, I haven't seen him use that one, and of course Ritter had that arm free. Could have fallen down himself over the try line, but I think he just...
Yeah, I thought he was going to get it himself, but he just decided to offload, which is fine. Maybe
JJ Apthorpe isn't off the nudie run yet. Maybe he was helping him. But here we go. Made a great opening, 10 minutes. We've 10 minutes gone and it's 4 points to 2. Of course, Jake Watts should nail this, but I saw Steve Hinchin miss one in his 150th game last night from a similar spot. So
a little bit concerning here. Back about 2, played 2 or 3, and they went straight in the middle too. That's a bit only 10 minutes in. It's a bit lazy. So hopefully our markers get working a bit harder.
Nick Martin doing a great job, and it was great to have Matty Edwards assist us there with why that penalty was. Usually there's a couple of commentators amongst us that usually blow up, depending on who's here and who's where. But thanks for that, Matty Edwards. And as they've slotted it over, Jake Watts, no problem. Jake, pick up the tee. And Singleton make their way back to the halfway line. Will Newenhouse to kick off. Now they need to get to return set Scone and make a complete on that, but Singleton are going to have to get down there and force this error in this set.
Yeah, line speed, and we'll try and put some pressure on them, hopefully.
Newenhouse puts everything he's got behind it. It's gone in the goal area and it's taken on the full by Topless, who picks up Radford, your favourite man at the moment, and he's gone bang. We'll wait straight over. Dale Watson bumped off, but he's made it to the 20-metre line and got tackled by Watson and Jake Hardy. Wicks onto Tim Smith. Tim Smith makes it over the 25. He's nearly 30. He's dragging. He's got 3 players on there. He's attracted at the moment. Wicks dummy half off to. There we go. Ritter inside to Hagan. Hagan's picked up. Solid tackle by Ethan Edwards underneath there. Wicks off to Watts. Turns back under Radford. Radford trying to bump. He's having that challenge at the moment with Watson. Wicks out of dummy half off to Jake Watts. He's punched it downfield. There's a bit of a breeze going down that way. And that's that Bailey Schultz kid that needs to catch it on the full.
Jesus.
Does anyone know his dad?
How many times have I told him?
He's made some good meters. He's got some good legs, but he's offloaded. Here we go. And we've got Cody Argent that's made it up to the nearly just shy of the 30 metre line. Good decision there, young Bailey. James Bradley gets the ball. He comes into the defensive line. He's tackled there very solidly. Again, Daniel Ritter and young Wixie. Out of dummy half goes Will Newenhouse. He's very dangerous from there, but no, not when he runs into Radford and JJ. Wow. Smith off to Gardner. Gardner makes it to the halfway line before he's tackled by Hagan and Adam Clydesdale. There we go. Knock one in to play the ball. Luke Gardner.
Can't complain.
No, he's
just trying to get up too quick and play the ball.
He's trying to talk to Nick Martin, but I know that referees don't change their mind.
No, that's right. Been there and done that.
I don't know what Luke was expecting then, but he might be just pleading to say, hey, look, what's the next one? They're getting their hands in there.
I think, Schultz, you were right after that try. The Scone's oncoming set, they just went straight up the ruck, turned 2 or 3 players underneath, the testing Singleton's middle out.
Yeah, that's right. It's a bit of a concern this early on, isn't it? Like, if we're starting to get tired now, we're in trouble.
Clydesdale from the base of the scrum off to Watts. Watts with Hawkshaw. He's tackled there by Jake Harding. Just shy of the 50-metre line. Into dummy half. Watts off to Austin. Austin's nearly up to the 40-metre line, already in Singleton turf. Here we go. That was a very quick play, the ball. Ritter underneath to Radford. That's a strong play. And there we go. They're up to the 30-metre line. Singleton looking to tie here at the moment, and they're not controlling the ruck. Here's Ritter. Ritter's met by Nick Cox being bumped off to Clydesdale. This is danger turf, and Joel Harrison's been missed in his tackle. Here he is. He's going down the sideline. Will he get it off to Ronan Haddon? He won't. 20 metres out from the try line, 10 metres in from touch. Ronan Haddon, JJ Apthorpe. No one to run off him. He succumbs to the tackle of Jake Smith and Ethan Edwards, but Will Newenhouse trying to get in there. They're attracting the defenders, the Scone side. Here we go, the last tackle. Wicks, the blindside play. Turns it back in. That's just, you cannot coach against that.
Massive.
He's made a blindside play and turned it back behind the marker, straight to a Hayden Topless, who scored 10 metres in from touch.
We could see it happening from back here, but they probably couldn't see it coming.
No.
But you could see him running up on the inside there, and our markers never worked once.
That's a touch football play, that is.
Yeah, it was good to watch.
Very nice, but Topless is a very tall lad. That close to the line against the 2 smaller guys, they stood no chance. Will Newenhouse and James Bradley. Matty Edwards, comments?
Oh, it was pretty easy there. One marker chased out hard, the other one didn't. Then the hole just opened up. Hayden, Adam just looked straight back inside, and there it was.
Watch out when you go to dummy half.
They look very clinical, don't they, Scone? Very well rehearsed and
well drilled, yeah. It's a methodical play too. It's just down the field, punch one, but they've got numbers, they've got bodies in motions that are making Singleton question it. There's none of this one-out stuff. So,
yeah, their favourite play at the moment, isn't it? To bring back underneath all the time. You know, Tommy Hagan and that off a +1 all the time.
Look how red Luke Gardner is. He's sucking in the big ones here as he comes to the bench. Who's gone on for him? You're going to have to have a look. Would that be
Zach Solman's gone on, I think.
Zach Solman?
Yep.
They're trying to get the aggression up out there.
What we need.
Fun fact about Luke Gardner, he was a 5'8" too, Reg.
He was?
Yeah, back in the under-12s. I played half-back and Luke played 5'8".
Oh, well, there we go. That would have been a great side knot. No, I'm joking. No, he's played centre a lot, and I know that. But same as Tommy Hagan, a 5'8" centre, and he's missed that, waved away straight across the face of the post. And the score remains 10-2 here for the A-plus contracting scoreboard. 24 minutes remaining in this half. Singleton very quick interchange there with Luke Gardner going off and Solomon coming on, so it'll be very interesting. Still no movement on the Scone bench though.
See, I would have liked to see him kick the dinky side here, Zach Solomon, but they're not going to. See if he had an aggression.
Oh, it's a wobbly one, I'll tell you that. He's let it bounce again. It's bounced away from Topless. Radford's collected on the goal area, and here he is, straight in hard again into Cody Argent, young Bailey Schultz. And Bailey Schultz has wrestled him with Tim Smith every time, second time. Every second play the ball, it's him. And he's running to Tommy Johnson. And Solomon straight into action. Here we go. Isaac Austin up to the 30-metre line. Just shy. This blindside's going to have to work hard here. If they come this way, they have. They've given it off to JJ. JJ straight into Watson, straight into Newenhouse, and under the legs is that man Solomon. I don't think I've seen Zach go that low. There we go. The dummy half. Wicks has found Solomon. And we've got Hayden Topless. Offload received. And there we go. Topless will be in underneath the post. Bit of a late shot there by James Bradley, but great try. And again, that was just Dinky having his back turned to marker. He's impeded his other two players.
Yep, being lazy at marker, mate. None of them moved then.
How fast is he out of dummy half, Wicks?
Yep.
This could really open up. Jai's going to have to. Jai's going to have to open up something there. You're copping it by the young. We're missing our young fella as well. Where's he? He's usually up here floating around. We've got a young fan that comes around and asks us questions as we're commentating. That was just lazy marker.
Oh, it is. And if we aren't addressing that by now, it's probably 3 or 4 times they've screwed it up there now. So we need to get on top of that real quick.
No Chad Redmond, no Frank Paul, but here we go. We've got number 17 coming into the match, Nelson Gardner. He's a big lump of a lad, and obviously they need that go for, but it's on the fringes at the moment. It's that 10-metre corridor down the blind side that if they're allowing space for the likes of Clydesdale and Wicks, they're putting on an exhibition, yeah.
Yeah, and the Singleton boys are trying to get numbers in tackles. They're getting 3 and 4 in tackles, but then they're just too slow to get back on side. And then, as we saw, then Jared just takes his opportunity and decides to run at the right time. Sets up Hayden.
Here we go. Jake Watts won't make any mistakes from right in front. He's converted that one. That takes it to 16 points to 2. 21 minutes remaining in the first half. I'd hate to say it. You did say that if they don't address it, this could blow it to a 20-plus scoreline, but they started off strong, Singleton, which is the first of their matches, but now they've the errors are creeping in. It was Will Newenhouse. Kicks off a low one along the ground. He's found Tim Smith, who offloads to Radford. Here he goes. He winds up. I tell you what, he's got plenty of room to move. He's over the 20-metre line. Quick play the ball. Now it's going to be a penalty. No, he's going to tell him to go back and play it. So there we go. He's played the ball. Wicks off to Tim Smith. That second hit up again. I tell you what, they're doing well to wrestle him to the ground too. There's 3 in that tackle and still can't get him down until the last minute. Wicks. Here we go. Ritter inside to Austin. They're going to do that all day. And they're on the 40-metre line. Wicks in dummy half, coming the blind side to Clydesdale. Clydesdale out to Joel Harrison. Joel Harrison, a big centre. They have to cut him down. They're going to have to slow this ball and play the ball down. And Rinkins knows that. He's done that.
Jake Wills is on. I'm not sure who went off.
There we go. Rinkins thrown himself everything, bit of body at him and stopped Ritter just into the 50-metre line. Here we go. Jake Watts. This is going to be a high one. It's not it. It's an end-over-end kick, and it's straight down Bailey Schultz's throat, and he's accommodated for that. Taking it well, and he's back over the 20, 30. Here he goes. He's at the 30-metre line before he's wrapped up there by... Is that Jakey Collison? It is Jakey Collison.
Jakey Collison's just gone on for Mick Radford. He's deserved a well-earned spell, old Mick Radford. He's making, 10, 15 metres each run.
James Bradley's at the 40-metre line. Very slow play the ball. This is where Scone are dominating the ruck. Will Newenhouse out from dummy half. He's made it centre field. He's just between the 40 and 50-metre mark. Nick Cox. Here we go. All offside. Well, I haven't seen Scone penalised yet for beating the play the ball, but they were all in front of the referee just then, and 40 metres out they've had a let off.
Yep, and we've got Watto's come off now, and we've got Nelson Gardner on.
Well, Nelson's going to have to put some big metres in here in the big minutes, as it's been kicked for touch. 35 metres out. Newenhouse touches it, goes himself straight into Clydesdale, and JJ tackled there. Nick Cox into dummy half. Around the back to Smith. Off to Nelson Gardner. There he is. Body height wasn't that high up then, and he's been taken down by JJ and... Sorry, it was Collison. Here we go. Bit of room to move, and James Bradley's taken down 10 metres out. What have they got? Jake Hardy screaming for the ball. He's got the ball out at the first receiver. Here we are. Nelson Gardner again, straight towards the uprights. They've got numbers out here. Can they send it? Slow play the ball. Nick Cox again. Slow play the ball.
Yeah, smart by Adam Clydesdale. I think you were right, Reg. He realised that they were short on numbers having their left-hand side edge, and just slowed the play the ball down, give a penalty away, trust their defence.
Jake Smith comes to this side. He's given it to Ethan Edwards, who's taken by JJ Apthorpe and Daniel Ritter. What have they got? Singleton here, they need to attack hard. They've given it off to Nelson Gardner. They're going to him. He's doing some big yards, but he's not actually... He's got to keep that leg drive going, if I want to say what I'm trying to say.
That's right.
Here we go. Jake Hardy. Flat ball. Good flat ball. Is that Rinkin?
I think so, mate, yes.
Rinkin's millimetres short of the try line. Hardy dummy half. Back. Here we go. Solomon will be passing. Solomon Wayne. He'll tuck it under his arm and run. As they're down the sideline, James Bradley runs to dummy half. Jake Smith. What have they got? Cut out pass to Emity. Emity, the smaller winger, they will try and drive him into touch here. Are they going to get him? No, he's held. That's well done by the Singleton support crew there that ran in to assist him. Last tackle.
Gee, that
Will Newenhouse tries a blindside play with about 3 Scone players, and he's gone into touch. It's a changeover. 20 metres in from the sideline, 10 metres out. This is where Singleton need to lift and not give away a penalty.
Yeah, that's right. We've got back
Yeah,
we've got back into the grind, so we've just got to try and complete a set here, put some pressure on them, and build some pressure.
Here's Isaac Austin. He's had to run up off the hit up. Hit up first. Sorry, I had a mouthful of drink then. Wicks, dummy half. Off to Ritter. Passes it out to Collison. Collison's got the leg drive. He's still going. He's 20 metres out, 25 metres out. Centre of the field. Wicks. Watts turns back under. Oh, that's a solid shot. That would be Nelson Gardner, wouldn't it?
Yep, sure is.
Great shot there. Collison runs to the centre of the field. That's his second head up in this set of 6. Ethan Edwards now trying to wrestle him to the ground, but 40 metres out. Wicks. Here we go, the 40-metre line. Clydesdale. Picks out Bradley. Couldn't have picked him out any better. And here's Bradley sprinting it back, but how did he go? He makes it straight up. And he's going. His leg drives there. He's over the 40-metre line. He's 20 metres in from touch. Bailey Schulz into dummy half.
He's lost that.
Oh, let off. There we go. Daniel Ritter, and he hasn't got his mic turned on. We can't hear what's happening with Nick out there at the moment. Just try and fix that up and see if we can.
Nelson Gardner's come back off. He must have a bit of an injury. Lukey Gardner's jumped back out in the field. Nelson's being attended to by the trainer at the moment.
Is it a shoulder?
I think so, mate, yeah.
Let's see we go. Rinkin, that unique style. Pick it out anywhere. Makes it up to 25 metres out. Plays it back. Here goes Tommy Johnson. He's met by Daniel Ritter. They're in the 20-metre line. I think if they put a backline move on here, that they could be some type of a shot. As they do that, Jake Smith around the back. Will Newenhouse, no, he doesn't. He goes himself. Jake Smith, 10 metres out. Nick Cox off to Ethan Edwards. There was no one there. There was no structure.
Exactly right.
5 metres out. Nick Cox off to James Bradley. Dummies under once. Picks up Tommy Johnson. They're not going. They're not hitting it at speed.
No.
Singleton. There is absolutely nothing. No aggression in this. As here goes James Hardy, grubbers it in. It's not a bad grubber. It's bouncing up high, but it's topless. Pins it back into the field of play just.
I thought a high one would have been a lot better there. We had numbers out there wide. If we put the high one up and give our boys a chance.
Singleton need to defend now as Isaac Austin drifts across field and straightens up, and he's nearly at the 20-metre line. And there we go, another lazy marker. And they've picked up Luke Gardner and Rinkin, and they've tried to wrestle. I think that would be Collison to the ground. As he comes Daniel Ritter back behind the markers, bumps off 3, offloads to Collison. Collison shrugs off 1. He's gone back into 2 more, being Zach Solomon and Luke Gardner. Cox. Off to Watts. That's a midfield. That's a dead set midfield bomb. Don't go for it, Singleton. Oh, there we go. It's going to bounce back, and Will Newenhouse has picked it up nearly at the halfway line. Joel Harrison was trying the one-on-one strip there, but they're back at the 40-metre line now. As he had dummy half Morgan Emity straight into Daniel Ritter. Don't do that, son. Don't do that. Sidestep.
Only one way to learn.
Morgan Emity gets up and plays the ball back to Bailey Schultz, who picks up number 4, Cody Argent. Cody Argent's nearly at the 40-metre line. Plays it back. Nick Cox. Too much one-out stuff. Bailey Schultz has had to take that one. He's nearly at the 30-metre line. Singleton need to get body into motion when they're attacking. Nick Cox. One out to Luke Gardner. Luke Gardner takes it onto the defensive line and meets Isaac Austin and Daniel Ritter. Jake Smith chips over the top on the last tackle. This is a bit of speed. No, they've picked out Ronan Haddon, and he's been collected there by Jake Smith. Jake Smith trying the one-on-one strip. Did he get it? No.
Singleton should apply a bit of pressure, compress their defence in, see what they can come up with. But again,
they haven't.
Let Joel Harrison just scoot around 10 metres, make it to centre field. Now they can start their set off.
Ryan Hawkshaw picks the lazy markers, and he's coming around behind them, and he's made it to the 20-metre line before Luke Gardner takes him down. Luke Gardner's in the ruck now. Mick Wicks picks up Collison. Collison's up over the 30. They've got to roll on. They've got to slow this down. Very, very tight. He's called them back. They're all offside. Is he going to let it play? He's going to let it play, but here it is. JJ Apthorpe on Will Newenhouse. Will Newenhouse takes him high, and Jake Smith goes low. Last tackle, the blindside play. Here we go. Clydesdale off to Jolie Harrison. Ethan Edwards won't have the speed to get him, but topless underneath. Beautiful ball. How many times have we called that? And topless is over for his third. Third or second?
Second, isn't it?
Second.
They look very structured, and we're singling the other end. When we had the ball at the other end in attacking 20, we just look unorganised, and just something's not happening in the communication, I don't think.
But it's all down Scone's right side, Singleton's left side. It's happening all in this corridor. Just that lazy defence and that shuffle in across.
Yeah, and they're not afraid to reload, tackle after tackle down this right-hand side, and that's how they're fouling the Singleton defence out. Morgan Emity, Ethan Edwards and Will Newenhouse are doing their best out here, but just the pure numbers, they're short.
You look very cold there, Matthew.
Oh, I'm feeling good, Schultzy. Feeling very good.
You're making me feel cold.
Well, what does Singleton have to do? That's 16 points to 2.
20 now, isn't it? 20? I think it was 16.
Yeah,
it's 20.
20 to 2, the kick to come.
20 to 2, kick to come from the sideline. He's missed one from a similar point. What does Jai Bailey say to him at half time when they get in there? It's 10 minutes left from this half.
Oh, mate, just go back to basics. We need to be going forward in numbers when we have the ball and try and organise something. And then in defence, we need to make sure our markers aren't lazy. They've been pretty methodical of always going back on the inside. So we just need to make sure our A and B defenders and our markers are working hard. If we get that to work hard, compress out a little bit more and see if we put some pressure on them.
You see
Sirens coming through Singleton. No, the police cars are screaming up to Musbrook at the moment. 1, 2, 3. Wow, they're on the highway, so there may have been, I hate to say an accident up that way, but I think they already caught that criminal from Singleton, didn't they?
He wasn't from Singleton, he was from Musbrook.
I'm sitting next to one now. There we go. I'm talking about Edwards too, don't worry about that. Jake White's from 25 out, 5 metres in. He's nailed it. 22 points to 2. 10 minutes left in this first half. Zach Solomon looks keen to get back to the halfway line.
Interested in seeing the Singleton attacking sets there before, boys, that James Bradley went into first receiver a couple of times. Don't know if that's a ploy from Jai or, James just wants to be closer to the ball, but it'd be interesting to see if there's a change with James going back into the halves at half time.
As here we go along the ground again, topless. Picks up big Colliston, he's wound up. And there's a police motorbike goes past as well. Something's happening up the New England Highway towards Muswellbrook. It's not me, I'm here with young boots on. Timmy Smith makes it nearly shy of the 40-metre line. Wicks in a dummy half. Off to Isaac Austin. Austin takes it centre field. He's dragged in another 3 defenders. Wicks will jump from dummy half and give it to Ritter. Ritter back behind the markers. Again, he's looking for the offload. He's offloaded to Watts. Watts makes it another 5-8 metres easy. Singleton are turning their backs to get back on side, but that's a slow play. Yep, and a penalty.
Yep.
I was going to say, he slowed down that play, the ball. Smart move by Ethan Edwards, but not quick enough for Nick Martin.
It's a fine line, isn't it? We're trying to slow them down so we can get our markers ready and our defence ready, and it's just a bit too long.
Collison takes the hit up. He's 20 metres out centre field. Wicks at dummy half. I'd hate to say it, boys. Isaac Austin straight ahead, hard. He's met by Ethan Edwards over the top. Can't see that. It might have been Cox underneath. Yeah, they're down this right side. Adam Clydesdale dummies and straight over for a try. They stood off him. They waited. Solomon tried to go low at the last minute, but that's what happened when you stand off a player of that class.
They didn't look like they were talking. Singleton. Jake Smith's looking out wide, and then no one looks back inside. We've got to be talking to defence.
It's a matter of who's bringing the barbecue and the esky down this right-hand side at the moment. They're having a party.
I'm not taking all of that.
I think my prediction might be right, Reggie. It'll be a long day.
I'd hate to see it. I'm standing up at the moment. I'm trying to see. Jai Bailey's. I've just spotted him. Trying to see. He won't stand up here anymore with us because we commentated on his commentary up the other day. But Zach Solomon's off. And Jake Willis comes on. Is it Jake Willis?
Yep.
Fresh ink down there, I think.
Oh, he's got plenty on before. I'd say it's all original now.
All original.
Watch the twin.
The referee's got his own water boy as well. 10 metres in from touch. He nailed it from further out before. Jake Watts.
Should nail this now. It's a 3 in a row.
Plenty of practice from this side anyway. He does his stance. He does his little footsteps and moves in, strikes it straight over the black dot. No question mark over that one. Who are the touch judges that we've got on there at the moment, Matty?
You got Lachlan Ballard on this the bench side, and you got Anthony Worth running the far side.
As Jake Hardy brings it up to kick off. No, Will Newenhouse kicking this one off. 28 points to 2, 7 minutes to go on the A+ contracting scoreboard. Here we go. Kicked off. They're not getting much airtime with it. It's hit the ground and Topless has picked it up at his feet and given it off to, that big man. Look at him go. Radford's run straight through them. He's 35 metres out. Plays it back to Wicks. He's knocked it on. Yes.
Thank God for that.
That was a roll on that I was about to say. Here we go. And look where Tim Smith is with the ball. He's at the 50-metre line.
You might need to go to in half-time, Schultz, and tell him not to kick it to Mick Radford off the kick-off.
I still can't believe it, eh?
They wouldn't have worked that out by now.
Every time. I'm thinking, what?
Singleton finally breathe a sigh of relief. They need one before half-time. 6 minutes till half-time. 28 points to 2. What have they got? The pass behind Jake Smith, that's what they've got. And here goes James Bradley. He's got the speed. He's falling slow later. He's down the sideline. He's got Joel Harrison, and Joel Harrison puts him into touch. Joel Harrison, he let him get him just in front of him, James Bradley, and he ran him down, Joel, and he's tossed him into touch.
Yeah, he's brought it back out in the 20. Reggie said the ball's gone dead in goal. So he's brought it back out at the 20-metre restart.
So he's thrown it into the field of play.
Yeah, well, I saw the touch-out flag go up, but then which should constitute a scrum, but then the ball, he's brought it back out at the 20 for an optional restart, 0 tackle.
Are you saying Nick Martin? Are you saying... No, I'm not going to go there. Here we go. He's up to the 30-metre line off the 20-metre tap. He's taken down there. Radford back to Wicks. Collison spins out of one. He runs straight into Rinkin. Now Willis on top. Slow this player the ball down, Singleton. Wicks at dummy half. Off to a very fast running Ritter. He hits that line flat and he had what's going the other side. The simple play, but he doesn't pick him up. Wicks out of dummy half. Oh, too far out of Clydesdale, but very classy, very collected and offloads to JJ. They're going to win the ruck here. Oh, he's dropped that. He's dropped that. Look, I can't argue with that one. Come on, JJ, you boggled that one. They were in the ruck, but I'll tell you what, they're very lucky that they got away with that.
Yeah, that's right. He tried to play it fast, so in the end, Singleton was probably in the ruck a bit too, but it's one of the 50-50 calls, and I thought he played it forward, so it's a knock on.
And if you want to argue, JJ, that was Bradley Schultz. We'll see you at the back.
Matty, here you go.
Nick Martin. I think he called that one fair. Here we go, half back. Jake Smith. Oh, very far out in front of Jake Hardy, but he's collected well. Oh, is that held? Yes. Cody Argent's held that one really well. Here's Bailey Schultz. No, not Bailey Schultz, with Jake Hardy. Picks up James Bradley. See how Scone's laying all over them?
They're dominating the ruck at the moment.
Rinkin runs it forward, straight into Wicks, and he's twisted back by Collison. Nick Cox dummy half. Around the back to Smith. Smith out the back to Willis. Is that Willis running the ball there? Yep. It is. And they're down this 20-metre corridor that Scone's been very good with the attack. Back to the centre of the field to Luke Gardner. Luke Gardner takes it to 20. He's not going to make the 20-metre line. It's the last tackle. What has Singleton got? Nick Cox. Jake Hardy chips it to the corner. They're going to let it go. Is it got enough to go dead, or is it going to sit up? Yeah. It's gone dead. There we go. Seven set of tackle now that Singleton's got to defend.
I still say we've got to put it high in that corner. Our boys are good in the air. We've just got to put it high and give our boys a chance.
Well, I'm trying to pick. There's no flags on the top of the goalpost anymore. Which way is this wind blowing?
Yeah, it's blowing from the west to the east, pretty strong.
No, it's strong. I can feel it, but I just can't see which way it's blowing. It's Mr. Deceiving up here. So, a missed shot there by Willis. That could have been a solid shot, but another slow play the ball. Well done there by Lukey Gardner for slowing that one down. Ritter. Here he goes again. They're just standing off him. He's picked up Tim Smith. Tim Smith palmed off 1-2. Here he goes. He won't stop him. James Bradley's trying everything, but Tim Smith, he had the foot on the accelerator, and I tell you what, Scone is now on fire.
I think what you'll find there is Michael Rinkin got called offside by Nick, so he was retreating in defence. We still allowed Daniel to run forward and to find Tim.
Yeah. There's still no excuse. There was three players there that could have tackled him.
Yeah, true, and you probably just got to commit to the tackle, give away the penalty.
Yes.
From a standing start. He called that from a standing start, Ritter, and still made all them yards.
What's a bloke got to do to get a soft drink up here?
Start drinking beer.
That's not going to happen. That is not going to happen. There you go. I've just received a message from one of the other commentary team members, Mr. Kenny, saying, won't say it, but thank God that Matty Edwards is there and he knows the rules. And that's what I said. We need Matty Edwards in this box, without a doubt, to clarify some of these rules. Because, Matty, we didn't even know there was no dominant tackle this year now. Did you know that?
No dominant tackle. There is a surrender tackle still.
Yep.
But the dominant tackle is no longer, just the surrender tackle, which just gives the defensive team more time on the ball.
I was trying to catch you out on that, but anyway, you are up with the rules. 15 metres in from touch, 19 metres out on the eastern sideline. Jake Watts sets this one up. Kicking to the opposite end.
He should miss this one because he hasn't practiced from this side.
No, he heard you. He's moved in and he's readjusted it. He's moved in and readjusted it. Wide up for sound, Jake Watts. He'll nail it now.
I'd say so.
Kicking for goal at the opposite end of the highway. Moves in. Strikes it. And he's nailed it. There you go, Chelsea. Seconds counting down till half time. 30, is it 34?
I think so, mate.
34, just wait for the scoreboard to update. Only seconds left. I don't think Singleton in too much of a hurry to to get this. I'd be trying to put it out the sideline now.
Yeah, just get it away from Mick Radford. That's what I'd be doing.
I was about to say kick left.
It's a great option, though. Look who they've got. Collison. As they come down this way now, finally, Jolie Harrison screams mine. He catches it off to Collison. Collison runs the ball. He's come across with it, met by Willis. And I think that's Luke Gardner underneath. No, it's Tommy Johnson. More hair. What am I thinking? Jolie Harrison offloads out there. Hadden runs. He's bumped off Nick Cox. He's nearly up to the 30-metre line. Slowed down there by Luke Gardner underneath. Wicks out of dummy half. Here comes Radford. He's wound up again. He's up to the... he's looking for the offload. He's just shy of the 50-metre line. He doesn't get it away. But here we go. Wicks. Off to Watts. Back under to Tim Smith. Tim Smith chips it. I don't know whether that was on Tim, but here he goes. Hawkshaw. Will he get to it? No. Bailey Shaw's picks it up, and there's a penalty. Penalty to Singleton for an accidental offside. Offside. I don't know. I thought Tim Smith was at the advantage line then when he kicked it. I didn't see anyone in front of him, but...
We haven't got the advantage of a replay, I'm not sure.
Yes. Well, a tap and a kick into touch there. It's half-time here for the Bengalla Group 21 competition. Singleton currently getting an education in rugby league by Scone, especially down this left-hand defence from Singleton. 34 points to 2. We'll take a quick break and we'll be back for our half-time. A bit of carrot and the collective pushed myself to half-time. Is there anyone in the ranks that you think at the moment that Coach Jai Bailey could be looking at reserve grade to add that extra go forward? I mean, we are without Frank Paul Nuwasala. I'm not saying anything about the go forward and the effort by Rinkin and Gardner, but they do need that Radford.
Yeah, that's right. We're probably just a team that's lacking that size about Frank, In the reserve, there is a couple of players, we've used Jay Ferry and all that. They go all right, okay? But it's probably just that level below the likes of the Mick Radford and all that,
Well, here goes the kick-off from Jake Watts. It's high down into the southern end of the... Hello, ladies, thank you. They've made it out with a great run there by Luke Gardner to the 20-metre line. Ewenhouse into dummy half off to Bradley, and Bradley must be moving into the halves now. Might be a reshuffle here as Ethan Edwards plays the ball, and they've come out here. Rinkin coming down the same corridor that Scone did in the first half, running the opposite end to the New England highway. Oh, he's out. That's a high shot an uncanny high shot from Daniel Ritter, and Willis has gone down, and you see there Daniel Ritter just apologising and even saying to Nick Martin, he showed great concern, Ritter, that it was a lazy arm that he stuck out.
He has had one in the past.
Has he?
Yeah, he's a bit like myself. He gets a bit lazy sometimes and throws one a bit high.
There we go. Passing along the pies. I don't think I'm going to have time to eat a pie at the moment, but I will by the end of the match. I'm starving. He's coming off. He's taking that interchange. Willis is coming off. And here we go. Dale Watson to come on in his replacement there. It was a high shot.
Yeah, for sure. Penalty.
I thought he was out cold there for a minute, but maybe he was. But
penalty sufficient.
Here we go. James Bradley to kick for touch on the eastern side. The crowd's actually dissolved a little bit, as I said at half time. 34 points to 2. The Singleton fans must be too confident of a comeback here, but.
No, it's a big ask now at 34 to 2 at half time. It's either going to look a bit respectable or it's going to blow right out.
Luke Gardner plays at centre field, back to Nick Cox, brings it down this right side to Jake Hardy, off to Rinkin. Rinkin gets his arm free, he's looking for an offload, but he can't get it. There's no one there to support. He's 20 metres out. Off to Watson. Watson hits a flat ball straight into Daniel Ritter. Ritter takes him, it's 10 metres out, nearly centre of the field. Nick Cox around the back of Gardner, off to Hardy. Hardy on to Smith. Smith out wide to Ewenhouse. Ewenhouse loses his feet, but regains and dodges one, but he comes to the tackle of JJ. And a little bit of a late flop there by Jolie Harrison. We'll call that a Luke Gardner. As here comes James Bradley Grubbers to the centre of the goal post, and Topless is going to grab it, and he's made it back into the field of play. And he's been tackled there by Watson and also Tommy Johnson. Markers are out. They're not square, he's called. And Rinkin hits Tim Smith. meets him and puts him down on the 10-metre line with Jake Hardy. That's a better ruck speed there by ruck dominance by Singleton. 20 metres out. Singleton slowing down that ruck. Is it going to be a penalty? Rinkin and Watson. No, would have
Very lucky.
Here's Jimmy Everly. I think that's him out there for the first stint in the second half. Is it?
Oh.
Comes down this short side. Hawkshaws taken low. Very good tackle by Bailey Schultz. Back to the kicker. Here's Jake Watts. He punches it downfield. He's punched it right down there to Morgan Emmett. He's let it bounce, and it's still bouncing around. No urgency as he picks up the ball, runs it back to the centre of the field, and he's cleaned up there by Collison, and I can't see who that is underneath. Joel Harrison. There we go. He's lost the ball, getting up to play the ball. Young Schultz, not young Bailey Schultz, young Emmety.
Yep. Just probably a bit too keen, you know. We need to make sure we get these simple mistakes out of our game. Need to build pressure. The big fella's hungry. He's trying to chew into a pie on the quiet.
Might be you and me for a set, Shelton.
You better call him.
Jake Watts around the back, topless. Topless takes the line on his tackle there, right under, tackle down low there by Jake Hardy and Will Newenhouse over the top. Coming across field there, number 11, Jimmy Everly. Takes the line. They're still trying to get him to the ground, Rinkin and Watson. They still haven't got him to. He stayed on his feet. Jake Hardy into dummy half. Oh, what was that pass? But it picked up by...
See, that was good pressure.
And Ritter's ties. There's 4 defenders in there. They're going to race to get back on side. Wicks dummy half. Off to Watts, around the back to Clydesdale. Clydesdale, very flat running JJ. And that was a very great tackle underneath. I can't see who that is.
Jake Smith went underneath.
Penalty, and he did play the advantage there. I thought he would have played the advantage. They were on the front foot this game.
Yeah, you probably can't play the advantage there, Reg, because it's not appropriate to play the ball. So because it's not appropriate to play the ball, we don't have a true game, so therefore we have to go back to the penalty.
And that's why we've got a referee in the commentary box.
I've just learnt something new again.
Yes. You're listening to that, people at home. Benko, Bomber, I'd say Matt Kenny be still listening. That's why we have to have those non-advantage plays. Wicks at dummy half here. They're very close to the try line. Usually it would be Wicks onto Ritter flat ball, but Ritter way back and it would cut out Paul. Here we go. Joel Harrison, the big man, but he succumbs to the tackle of Jake Smith and Ethan Edwards, centre of the field. JJ out to dummies. He's nearly over the try line. They may hold him just in the field of play. They have. Wicks in dummy half. This is where they're deadly. Off to Radford. Radford bumps off one, and he lost the ball, he has, and James Bradley's picked it up. But it's a knock on. They'll have a scrum feed 10 metres out.
I tell you what, courageous effort there by Nick Cox. Put his body in front of Mickey Radford, then come up the area with Mick. But Nick getting off the line, putting his body in front.
I thought he did 2 good jobs. 3 plays before, and he raced off the line, put pressure on when that bad pass was coming. So that's good. That's what you want. Bit of more enthusiasm.
Very slow to pack the scrum, and I'm not going to complain. Jake Hardy.
Is that you, Darryl Brayman? Hitting all these pies.
Jake Hardy passes out to Morgan Emmett. He's broken just through the line and it's taken down by Joel Harrison. And a second attempt there, I thought that might have been a penalty, as Will Newenhouse jumps from dummy half, but he's tackled very solidly by Adam Clydesdale out of dummy half. Off to James Bradley running across field. They're only 30 metres out from their try line. They come in this Scone's left corridor. Jake Hardy dummies. He's made a break. He's through the line. He's over the 50 metre line. He's over the 40. He's got support inside. He will find... It is a... Rinkin! Rinkin, can he get there? No, he's cut down by... Great tackle by Tim Smith.
I think he might go to the bin here. This could be a professional foul.
Yes.
Yeah, he has.
Tim Smith has stripped the ball on the ground. You can't do that. It was a great tackle by Tim Smith, but he's into the sin bin, and he will not be happy at all. Aaron Watts on the bench. I can't see him down there, but those type of things frustrate him. It was a great tackle. He tackled the ball, but on the ground he stripped it.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, Nick's obviously just recognised that the tackle was complete before Tim's completed the strip. Otherwise, it would have been play on one-on-one. But that's why Tim has found himself in the sin bin.
Had it been anyone but Michael Rinkham, even though he's done a great effort, if he picked up a Will Newenhouse or something like that, it would have been a try. Great effort by Rinkin though, but...
Yeah, it was. And I didn't think he was going to get that far. I thought they were going to drop him down earlier than that, so he got all the way to the try line, which is good.
Here we go. Nick Cox takes the tap. Tommy Johnson off it. Takes it straight towards the centre of the field. Daniel Ritter comes for a second chop and takes him down. Cox out to Smith. Smith out to Newenhouse. Newenhouse, here he is, and he's lost his footing and takes the tackle 5 metres out. Dummy half off to Ethan Edwards. Ethan Edwards trying to first contact, push through. As Jake Smith gets the ball out to Luke Gardner. Luke Gardner puts the leg speed on and Radford jumps on his back and says, no, you're not going anywhere, son. As Cox gets the ball from a quick play the ball. Out to Jake Hardy. Jake Hardy, flat ball to Rinkin. Rinkin's tried to get back under, he's not. He's enticed 3 people into that tackle. Last tackle, you can hear the referee call. Cox after Hardy. Hardy beats one, no, he's taken down. Oh, he's offloaded to James Bradley. He's kicked it backwards to the 20 metre line. Will Newenhouse has got it. He's grabbed it through. This could be a try here if Morgan Amity puts his feet down. It's a try. Morgan Amity, wow. Off a sloppy bit of play there in a backwards kick. They've grounded that ball in a foot race.
Do you think the crossfield kick was deliberate?
Wow. Was that on Tim Smith's side?
That was a bit of lucky there, Shields.
Tim Smith's this side, and also what you'll find, Reg, is young Ryan Hawkshaw's gone off after that break by Rinkin with a hamstring injury, and Josh Adams has gone on in his replacement.
That's again why Matthew Edwards is in the commentary team.
He's now a doctor as well as a referee.
You can call this kick, Schultzy.
Oh, nah. I'm going to call him in, so he's going to probably miss it. Righto. Will's taking his time. He's eyeing it off, lining it up. Jai Bailey seems to be up on the sideline, a bit more enthusiasm, trying to sort stuff out. Will fix his socks up. Looks like young Coxie's earned himself a rest with, that's this Toby O'Donnell.
Yeah, Toby O'Donnell. Hopefully he's from Taree, that's where you're claiming from, Schultzy, but we'll see how he goes.
That's the rumour on the bar drinking area. He's only a tiny little fella, so it looks like he'd be obviously a hooker or a half. Will's lining him up. He's against the wind, and he's got
it. Oh, what a fantastic kick. It's only just dropped over the crossbar too, let me tell you.
Reggie's only just finished his pie as well, so perfect time.
I'm sure people at every home wanted to know that too. 34 points to 8. Well, as I said, they've got a big uphill task here, but Jake Watts kicks towards the highway and straight down the centre of the field. James Bradley takes it, finds Luke Gardner, who's barnstorming. I mean, he comes back to the centre of the field. He says, I'm not running straight at you, Daniel Ridley. I'm going to make you work for this. And he's 20 metres out. Dummy half. Toby O'Connell, is it? O'Donnell?
Yep.
Straight off to Watson. Watson's trying to get offloads to Toby O'Donnell. I think he's got a bit of, he's very nifty. Not much of him, but his footwork's really good. But Ritter says, no, come here, son, I'm taking you down. Watson again with another hit up. Straight into Austin and Wicks. Can they consolidate and expand on Tim Smith being in the sin bin as Tommy Johnson waves off 2 Scone would-be tacklers? The markers aren't square as here goes Morgan Amity out of the dummy half position. He's made it 32 metres out, 20 in from touch. They've gone the blind side again. Jake Hardy. That's not probably where you want to be, but they've put it into touch 2 metres out from the Singleton, from the Scone try line. Geez, I would have tried to put a midfield bomb up towards the post there on that.
Yep, I don't disagree with it. Well, they've got 12. Let's try and build some pressure, but they've got them in the corner, so now it's just up to us now to aim up and try and put some pressure on him to hold them down here.
Very nimble on his feet, young Toby. There's not much of him.
No, he's tiny, isn't he? He's probably smaller than Cox, and he's not much of him either.
Scone not in a hurry to pack this scrum, which is very smart because they've got a bloke in this sin bin. As much as they can wind down this clock, they will take that advantage. 34 points to 8, 28 minutes left in this game.
What goes there? Should that be a penalty? Front rower can't strike for the ball, can he?
Front row can't strike for the ball until the ball's actually in the scrum.
It was in the scrum, it just was still in his hands. Watts feeds the scrum out to Freddie Adams, who's on the field now, and he straightens up and brings it. Tell you what, he will make a difference. Toby O'Donnell and Ethan Edwards bring him down. Here's Austin. They're letting him run. Look at this. They've got to stop this roll on. If any club's going to beat Scone, it's this roll on that they've got to stop. Wicks, very fast, play the ball on to Ritter. Watson again, and Ethan Edwards in that tackle.
Again, Reg backing behind the market player, backing behind the ruck. That's where they're targeting.
Here we go, Clydesdale. Out wide to JJ. JJ palms off Smith, and he's going down. Will Newenhouse is trying to rake the ball. You're not going to get it off him, mate. Just put him down. A very quick play of the ball. Blindside play, back under to Topless. Topless has stopped. I'm not too sure. I think he was pleading for a penalty, but JJ Athorpe back with the ball, and he's tackled 19 metres out. End-to-end football at the moment. What have they got? Jake Watts chips it into the in-goal area and is collected by Bailey Schultz, who runs it straight at Jimmy Everly and is taken down. Bit of a... Oh, Dad, what happened there?
Ball security, my friend.
Loose carry, I think.
Yeah.
Nick Martin's calling.
Yeah. He got tackled down low and someone came over the top and he wasn't hanging on the ball enough, I'd suggest, and popped straight out.
Went in there pretty hard with the swinging arm to dislodge that ball heavily as well. So, you know, loose carry.
Yeah, that's right. Yep. Still not happy.
I'll let you deal with that at home. Extra chores.
Yep.
Jake Watts will feed this scrub 20 metres in from touch on the western side. 10 metres out on to Clydesdale. Oh, that is the only thing that Singleton could have asked for. The ball was out in front of Joel Harrison and he's put it down. It'll be a scrum feed to Singleton 20 metres out from the other side of the sideline. 20 metres out from their try line. What a let off.
Thank God for that. The young fella needs to lift his head now and get into it.
Any referees' comments on that one? I just tried to grab you before you put your candy in your mouth then.
No, all good.
Here you go. James Bradley brings it up. He's out now 28 metres out centre of the field. He's trying to get the quick play of the ball. Come on, Nick. He says not happy with that. But 28, 30 metres out. And
Luke Holtz has appeared for the first time today.
Is he? Is he out there? No, Luke Holtz.
He's waving. He's waving from the bench. He's alive.
He should be out there on the field. That's where he should be. As Cody Argent plays the ball just shy of the halfway line, off to Watson. Watson offloads to Tom Johnson. That's a good offload. And he's run straight into Clydesdale. He's wrapped him up low. And a chicken wing tackle by Joel Harrison. But no, that's been let go. Jake Smith with the ball turns back under Ethan Edwards. Ethan Edwards straight and hard. Clydesdale brings him down just shy of the 30-metre line. It's the last tackle. They go on the blind side again. Jake Smith grubbers this one down. It's going to be collected by Topless or let go. You know, he collects it on his dead ball line. He's going to get back in the field of play. He shouldn't, and he doesn't.
Good play.
Yeah, even though they were blown off the park in the first half, Singleton, at least they've come out. They're playing a bit of footy in the second half, which is good. You know, they're not just trying to do the same old compete with Scone up the middle. They're throwing the ball wide. A few different plays, which is good.
Shouldn't be long until Tim Smith's back on the field. But as you said, that man, Luke Holt, he's surely got another season in him.
Nah. Them knees can't carry that weight.
And I'm not going to argue with that. Jake Watts, very slow to take this drop out. He's punched it along the ground. It's only made it 20, 25 metres, and it's collected by Jake Hardy, who's tackled right there on the spot. Tommy Johnson, dummy half, jumps, gives it off to Cody Argent. Cody Argent straight into Watts. And Everly take him down that short corridor. They're only 12 metres in from the sideline. Toby O'Donnell out to Hardy. Hardy on to the fullback Bradley, who's passed it on to Ethan Edwards. Geez, that's better play. Here they go. They're taking on the line. They're 4 metres out. Can't see that. Will Newenhouse. Smith off to Bradley again. Bradley takes it to the centre of the field. They're only 8 metres, 6 metres out from the try line. They need to structure something here. Tom Johnson props, steps and doesn't go anywhere, and put down by Ritter. Here we go. Toby O'Donnell off to Jake Hardy, grubs it in the in-goal area. It's collected by Freddie Adams. Freddie Adams makes it back into the field of play, even though there was 4 Singleton defenders there. Radford, here he is, straight at O'Donnell, and the man's up to the challenge and takes him down. Jake Smith out of dummy half. No, Jake Smith, Jake Watts. That's going to be a penalty there for Tommy. No, it's not. Joel Harrison gets up and plays the ball. Freddie Adams again with the ball, 30 metres out. I think Freddie Adams is trying to get back in this first grade squad. As there we go. Wicks off the, look at that Clydesdale step. Oh, that's a great tackle. Ethan Edwards. They're appealing for something there, but I think that was just a great tackle.
Great tackle.
40 metres out. He's going for the 40-20. Picks up James Bradley. James Bradley runs it towards the centre of the field and then steps and takes the tackle of Topless. No, that wasn't Topless. Can't see who that is. But anyway, here's young Bailey Schultz. Hit by a very solid off the line defence for Ritter and Wicks. No, Radford and Wicks. But they've got nothing. Oh, that's a high shot.
Bit unlucky.
Look, the bloke comes up to his waist.
Yeah, a bit unlucky. He fell into it and he hit him high.
Young Toby O'Donnell comes up to the waist.
Come on!
Radford. And Radford's just gone a little swinging arm to the right. And
You are kidding me!
You'll notice any high tackle that's been today, Schultz, he thinks they're all unlucky.
Toby O'Donnell on to Tommy Johnson. Tommy Johnson doesn't make it to the 20-metre line. He's tackled just short. But again, the dominance. What's the difference between that play of the ball and the other ones from the other side? Here's Ethan Edwards. Ethan Edwards is over the 20-metre line. He's tackled there by Radford and Wicks. O'Donnell out dummy half. Picks up Willis. Willis behind the markers. But he's tackled around the legs by Daniel Ritter. Very quick play of the ball. O'Donnell off to Hardy. Hardy picks up James Bradley. Does he? Oh, he's well collected. He's going to go into touch surely. But trying there to keep him. Oh, look, he hasn't.
Good work, Bailey.
I don't know about that. There was a lot of pressure there to keep him in the field of play. And Anthony Worth has seen something I haven't, so I'm going to have to go back to the video on that one.
Get up, Bailey!
No, I didn't see that out at all, but anyway.
Oh, well, the video cameraman said that he didn't see him going to touch either.
Nah.
There we go.
It was the other blokes.
If anyone doesn't know, that's Dale Chesworth. Played about 10 years ago. Has been.
That's the extra commentary. So here we go. Scone with a let off there. 12 metres out from their try line. 20 metres in. Jake Watts to feed the scrum. And pick up Joel Harrison. Joel Harrison, here he is with the ball. He runs straight into Cody Argent and Jake Smith. Jake Smith brings him down. Clydesdale dummy half. Jumps, gives it off to JJ Apthorpe. He's taken down there by, I think that's... Willis and Toby O'Donnell. I'll tell you what, I'm not going to let anyone run over the top of him, that O'Donnell. Here we go, Radford.
He's a beast, isn't he?
Radford's brought down, 45 metres out, and there's a penalty for offside. Nick Martin. Well, I'm not going to argue because I wasn't looking. I wasn't looking either. So cameraman hit me for a bit of advice. So
yeah, I couldn't comment. Did you see that, Matty, with the offside?
Oh, they've just got him, Tommy Johnson, I think, jumping quick. He's been allowing a little bit in the ruck second half, trying to let it flow, but might just need to step up and take a bit of control here just so it doesn't get out of hand.
Oh, Radford plays the ball back to he's got Jimmy Everly out here. Jimmy Everly, if he can get the arm free. This is going to be a quick play of the ball. Freddie out. Oh, it's a leg pull by number 6, Jake Hardy.
He had no option then, really.
No, Freddie Adams to take a tap, 8 metres out. 8 metres in from touch. Off to Jake Watts. Off to Clydesdale. Clydesdale finds Collison, centre field. He's taken the ball. He's 12 metres out.
You've got numbers left.
Clydesdale goes to the right. He picks up Wicks. Wicks picks up a Topless dummies, but he's taken down low. Very good tackle there by James Bailey. There's another offside penalty.
That's in the bin.
Who is it?
Would that be a professional foul, Matt?
Well, it's 3 in a row. He's got to determine. He'll probably just talk to the captain here just to say that he's had a couple inside the 20-metre line. Yeah, which it looks like he is with Tommy Johnson. Any more, and obviously he'll deal with the next person that infringes inside that red zone.
Special comments there from the referees. Former great, and the only bloke to not referee in the NRL that should have, Matt Edwards. He's got nothing. Tackled. Mead is out from the try line. Here we go. Wicks with the ball. Off to Collison. He's dropped it. He spilled it. Here we go. Collected there by James Bradley. He runs across field. He straightens up. He's made a break and he's out to the 20-metre line before he's brought down by Ritter and he's wrestled to the ground by Watts. Here we go. Will Newenhouse out. He's running across field. He's crabbing across field and he's made it 8-9 metres. He's getting dragged back. They're really slowing that play the ball down. I don't know. I can't see the difference from both sides, to be honest. Watson's got the ball. He's looking for support. He picks up Tommy Johnson and he's over the 40-metre line. Tim Smith back on the field. What's happened here?
Come on.
I believe he's trying to let the game flow, but I'm with you. I think Scone's allowing the ball more than we are.
You know, 100%.
So Singleton probably needs to try and lay and slow the ball down and see if we can get a bit back ourselves.
James Everly down there. It looks like an ankle injury, 40 metres out. But yeah, no, most definitely. I think that I'm not too sure what it is, but there's obviously something there that Singleton are doing that's slightly wrong to Scone in the ruck. Whether it's the pressure, but I don't see any difference in the timing that they're laying on the ruck.
I think a lot of times too, if I remember right, Scone's finding elbows and knees, so they've got to get up, you know.
Yep.
So you've got to allow them to get up. We're going to get them on their back more, which we have in this second half. We can just keep them on their back, and then we can lay on the board more.
James Everly looks like he's coming off, and number 16 will come onto the field, which is Nick Watson. Is it? Or is that Nick Watson?
Yeah, it looks like it.
Or Tim Watson? We're going to call him Watson.
Can't get it wrong. I think you're safe there, Reg.
Watson's on the field. Tim Watson. Here we go. Ball's played back. Off to Rinkin. Rinkin runs straight into Radford and he spun out of it. Look at that for defence. That's very sloppy. Great run by Rinkin. Rinkin plays the ball back to Donald. Off to Watts. Off to Jake. Too many Jakes. Oh, what a speed by this young fella out there. Young Morgan. He passes back into Will Newenhouse. He cops one for his troubles, but he's kept going and he's tackled 20 metres in from the sideline, 20 metres out.
So that should be a
that's what I'm saying. That's it there. What's the difference?
He's called a surrender tackle there, so that's why he allowed the tackle player to stay on there longer.
Yep. I thought we'd lost the surrender, but anyway, we have it. Jake Hardy, last tackle. Off to Rinkin. Rinkin's gone straight through a gap and he's under the post. If one bloke deserves it, it's that bloke there.
He's played well again today. He's tried hard.
So on a surrender tackle, I just want to clarify that. Surrender tackle.
Yeah, surrender tackle.
You can keep your arm on the ball, can you?
Yeah, you can. With surrender tackle, they're basically saying that the attacking player has forfeited their right to play the ball quick, and therefore the defence and the tackle player can take more time on the tackle player, and then the referee's instructions will be slower, and they'll give that signal instruction to say move or up now, but it'll be a bit of more delayed signal or call from the referee.
There we go.
Very frustrating as a player.
Oh, but I wasn't sure about the arm underneath the ball.
Yeah, that's right. I thought he had his hand on the board and didn't matter if it was a surrender tackle or not. If he's got his hand on the ball,
that's what I thought, yes.
Yeah.
Thank you, Matt.
If he hasn't called a surrender tackle, that's definitely a hand on the ball, and he's come up with the ball, which should constitute a penalty. But he's called a surrender tackle, which gives the defensive team and the tackler opportunity to control that play the ball.
And that's not only beneficial to us; that's beneficial to every listener and anyone that watches this game back. Thank you, Matt Edwards, as he slotted it over there. Will Newenhouse, 34 points to 14.
They've come back into it.
Oh, they have.
The best thing, the most promising thing as a Singleton supporter is to see that they haven't given up and they're trying new things and they're playing a bit of football.
Well, they've definitely got to look on that left-hand side defence for sure. Singleton. As here we go, the kick off towards the highway from Jake Watts. It's a high one. Straight down the throats of Jake Smith. And that's Nelson Gardner back on, or is that Willis?
Willis.
Willis running the ball 15 metres out. They just don't have that Bradford run about them at the moment. Watson takes into the tackle, nearly 20 metres out. O'Donnell, the dummy half. James Hardy. They've got numbers. Tommy Johnson maybe could have given that, but he's wrestling over to the 30-metre line. Line speed from Scone's there again. Around the back to James Bradley. Oh, that's
definitely high. That should have been a penalty. He's given it now.
Oh dear, that was.
It's obviously been tipped. Yeah, it was the number 12 JJ just slipped up off the shoulder, and then Nick's obviously been given some advice from either Anthony Worth or Lockie Ballard that it's come up by.
Would have been Lockie Ballard.
Just another lazy one.
Bit unlucky as well, Shields.
Yeah.
Here we go, James Everly. I'm going on the other side. No. That's me mate Ethan Edwards.
Come on, Dingy!
O'Donnell off to Jake Smith. On to Tommy Johnson, he's centre of the field, 35 metres out. Ritter and say Collison in that one. A hand on the ball again. As here we go. Jake Hardy. Flat ball off to James Bradley, but well read there by Watson. Well read. And he cleaned him up in the guts. As here we go. Jake Hardy off to standing Rinkin. He's hit late for his time by Collison. O'Donnell off to Hardy. Off to James Bradley. He puts a crossfield kick. It's going towards the sideline and it's too deep. It's got the wrong bounce and it's gone into touch.
I like that idea though, but if you just got a bit of height with that, the wind took that ball too far. We had 3 people out there who could come and attack the ball, and it's the first time we put the ball in the air, so it's what we should be doing, I believe.
Do the referees get asked to go to the training sessions, Matty, from the teams to just clarify rules?
Mate, in past we have. I attended some ones for Singleton and Greeter, and then the referees that were up in the Upper Hunter area also. Well, especially when we've got new rule changes and things like that. I know the referees have got out to the training sessions just to try and give it. We offer it. It's just a matter of the clubs, going through the right pathway through the group to try and get the referees out to their training sessions.
As Haddon takes a run from the scrum and makes it up to the 20-metre line, Freddie Adams from dummy half sprints out and makes it over the 30. Still got those legs pumping, and he's brought down in a great tackle by Rinkin.
I must have missed that training session in 2008 when he turned up.
I haven't seen a ref at training yet. I haven't seen a ref train.
Oh,
here we go. It's big Radford. Radford's up to the 40-metre line in the Singleton side of the field. Quick play, the ball, Clydesdale, round to Watson around the back. Lazy markers, lazy defence, and he's up to the 30. They're going to have to slow the play the ball down now. Watson. Oh, he did. I'm with.
I'm not sure about that, eh?
Yeah, they just deemed that Watson was up there ready to play the ball. Dale was locked in at first marker, and then the ball was still on. It's a 50-50, but he's given the hand on the ball and still holding on.
There we go, centre of the field, Scone tackled. Clydesdale's in dummy half now. This is dangerous. Here he goes. He jumps. He goes straight flat to Ritter. Ritter's got the ball up over his shoulder, but he's scrambling for the try line. He doesn't quite get there. Clydesdale dummy half picks up a nobody. Picks up Wicks underneath the topless. This is a try. That's easy.
Yeah.
Don't even have to sell that one up. That's just a try. It was lack of numbers, and Topless dives over for that. He's his number 3 for the match. But that was always going to be dangerous when Clydesdale goes into hooker. Yeah, and you have a look from when they scored there, from the left-hand upright, Singleton had 4 players. So, as Schultz just said, just a pure lack of numbers. And Hayden Topless goes, I think that's his 3rd now, Reg. Yep. 38 points to 14, 11 minutes 30 to go on the clock. Look, I won't say it's lack of trying. Singleton have tried. They just haven't answered the question that Scone's thrown at them.
Yeah, no, like I said, I thought if they got to win 20, to be honest, it's a good result for Singleton because it's a benchmark where we need to be for Scone's at top, and they've been beating the teams by 40 the last couple of weeks. So if we can get within 20 and keep playing football, well, then we know we've got something to work on.
I'm just trying to think who else is out of the Scone side. I know John Johnson's not there at the moment.
Gary McKeon's still running the water, which we still don't know.
Gary McKeon's been playing off the bench, but playing reserve grade as well. Right. I'm just trying to think of their go forward, but definitely a squad that would rival. I think they give a Newcastle club.
Yeah, that's right.
Newcastle club's a shake.
Well, we were saying about the reserve grade team, how classy they looked out there with half of them or more playing first grade in the past. So, I think they're the benchmark by far.
as that goal was converted by Jake Watts. Takes it to 40 points to 14, 10 minutes 20 to go. Singleton now just to play for a bit of pride and put some extra pressure on. Scone will be looking to seal it with just going through the motions. They need to get through a completely set and a deep kick. I'm looking down there at Jai Bailey. He does not look one bit happy. It's a high kick-off. The first one I've seen from Singleton all day. That's great. Straight down to Joel Thompson, who picks up Collison, and Collison's been met by Zach Solomon, who's back on the field, and wrestled to the ground 20 metres out. Dickey trying to give a little bit of a attitude in there, and he's unfortunately allowed JJ Apthorpe to run another 15 metres. There's Haddon come to the centre of the field, and it's too quick. The play the balls are just so quick. And Dinky Solomon again in the tackle with Tom Johnson. As here we go. Oh, see.
Oh, shit!
I apologise for that coming through at the moment, but I guess the question is just being asked, what's the difference between what we're doing and what they're doing? And I think Dickie Solomon's just a victim of repeated penalties there.
Yeah, unless he was the one down on the line, which Nick was cautioning inside that 20, and he had some repeat. Dan, why Zach Scone would have been there for a repeated offence. Obviously not happy about it.
I don't think he was. He only just come back on the field.
But just come back on the field. I think it's the repeat.
I was about to say it was going to be a penalty because I thought he was in too late of the thing, but sent him in the bin. I'm just not so sure about that.
Well, it's repeat offences, and that's what Nick's trying to clamp out of there. But I can't see the difference between both sides. Honestly, I can't see the. I understand what the referees are trying to say in the knees and the arm, but the timing's not there. If you look back at it, as Joel Harrison picks up. Oh, look at that for a flying Daniel Ritter late this part of the game after the big game.
He's lost that.
Lost. He tried to go for the quick play of the ball there, and it would have been on, but Watson's given him a bit of a bump as he's got up to marker. But you've got to get up, as you know, as a player and play that ball cleanly. But the speed of their play of the ball when they're allowing it, because
I was about to say, look, their speed in the play ball is unbelievable. But as soon as we try and slow it down, we're getting penalty straight away. You know, like it's just not.
Scone's run the scrum against the feed here. When do you see that? And instead of making the tackle, Jake Watts is trying to appeal to the referee, and he's jumped on him. Freddie Evans is now 8 metres out from the try line. Here we go, Clydesdale dummy half onto Radford without a doubt. No, look at that, for just clinical. Cuts out Radford, gives it to Ritter, who taps it onto a fast running for Collison straight under the posts.
That's what I was saying before, Reg, before pre-game. Everyone would probably swarm to Daniel Ritter there, thinking he's going to have a hit up, and he's just got that tip on in his game now. Which, takes the pressure off these outside runners.
You got that person at speed coming off, and that's what I mean. They're looking at Radford. I was call on Radford going to get this ball and maybe tip onto Ritter, but he's cut out Radford, giving it to Ritter, and then a classy tip onto Collison.
Older and wiser, mate.
Jake Hardy should have played the whistle there instead of putting his arms up in the air. But look, it does beg to ask the question, and I think that's where I was asking about the referees. Do the referees, if they are requested to come to the training sessions, sort of explain what's the difference between this and what's the difference between that? Yeah, I think
it sounds silly too, but if you're a person playing the ball and you're trying to show urgency to get up and play the ball too, coming from a referee's perspective,
so if you're a Hollywood actor,
it can work for you. Unless when you start to develop and you know your players as a referee, then you know when they're trying to milk the penalty, etc. But if you're trying to genuinely show urgency and you've earned that quick play of the ball, that's when you can get that penalty for your team.
Matty Edwards is going to be hired voluntarily.
I was about that.
Keep the cans coming to him.
I can go back on the hill, I think, and let's get Matty in here.
No, you're still here. Singleton to make it very slowly back to the kick-off. It's 46 points to 14. That conversion was successful again by Jake Watts. He's just added to his tally. That's all it is. He's the highest point scorer award for the end of the year. I think he's trying to get his name on it. 6 minutes to go on the clock. 46-14. Newenhouse with a high kick again. That's what it's got to do. Into the breeze. Joel Harrison is going to pick up a very fast running Collison, who bangs straight into the defence, and Ethan Edwards is equal to the task. Tommy Johnson comes in and they drive him backwards. 15 metres out. Ethan Edwards, a marker, picks up, and here we go. I can't see that. I was going to say Jimmy Everly, but he's off. That might be Ronan Haddon again. It is. As here we go. Oh, they've overrun the ball on Watson and two Singleton players there, Toby and Jake Hardy. Jake Hardy's looking a bit frustrated there at the moment. And Ritter gets an offload off to Topless, off to Watson. Watson cuts out. Oh, nearly does. Knocked down by Schultz, but it goes to Smith. And Schultz goes back in there again, and they've cut down 40 metres out from their try line. 6 to go. 40 metres out from Singleton's try line. 6 to go. Tim Smith plays the ball off to Watts. Watts on to Radford. Radford's just, oh, here we go. The wayward pass picks up Wicks, though. And they've gone over the top to JJ Apthorpe. JJ on Will Newenhouse gets the big go and get out of here. But the tip-on wasn't collected there. And Singleton now have the ball. Singleton with the ball with Rinkin has been belted by Daniel Ritter. That was solid. Ritter and Radford, two blokes. JJ, you don't want coming in to tackle. He's gone down two after that one. Oh, that's a high shot again. That's JJ's third. That's his third high shot.
70 for 10.
What does he do here?
Yeah. It was against the young fella, mate, but probably deserved it. Nah, he's just been a bit lazy, get a bit tired, I'd say. So
he did lose that ball over there. That was frustration. That's what that was.
That's right.
But
Will Newenhouse going off here with an injury too is not a good sign.
No, he's been good today, Will. He's trying to involve himself even from that centre position in the game as much as he possibly can. But looks like he's coming off. Looks like he's limping too. So Lukey Gardner's gone back. He might be ripping the moment out in the centres now.
Oh God, I hope not.
Here we go. O'Donnell on to Edwards. Edwards runs the ball flat out. He does it. The line speed's there from Scone, but he keeps the legs pumping. He makes it just to the 30-metre line. O'Donnell dummy half. Picks up Jake Smith. Around the back to Jake Hardy. No, it's James Bradley who takes it down the 30-metre line. O'Donnell, there's not much of the little bloke, but I'll tell you what, he's thrown everything he's got at the defence. And here's Watson runs up. He's going for the quick play, boys. Had a bit of a leg pull by Watson, but O'Donnell out of dummy half. He runs straight into Daniel Ritter. Daniel Ritter says, welcome to Group 21, buddy. Here you go. Bang. Tommy Johnson into dummy half. He's a kick over the top. It's going to be too far. No. Oh, they've overrun the ball, Singleton. Instead of worrying about the ball, they've concentrated on the player. The ball's bounced back. It's going to be a dropout. But Morgan Emity just gave it a little bit of time. He had to try there.
That's right. Perfect kick again. I've been suggesting all day to do, and if he just watched the ball a bit instead of just concentrating the player, I think he could have wrapped that up.
And Bailey Schultz down here limping as well.
No. He's not limping, mate.
Or is he
just trying to get out of duties at home, I think.
Exactly.
Scared of getting home to his father.
Exactly.
Here she comes. Tim Smith for the dropout. Will it make it further than the 25-metre line for the last one that we saw from Scone? Yes, it does. It's hit the 55 on the full. No, it's been trapped by the football, Ethan Edwards, and he's back over the 40. He's up to the... No, he's not. He doesn't make the 30. That man, JJ Apthorpe's like a brick wall. O'Donnell plays, he's got the ball, he's on to no one running off Bradley. Bradley says, I'll have to take it myself. He's tackled 25 metres out from the try line. O'Donnell a dummy half, he's got Tommy Johnson this side, he's got Jake Smith the other side. He goes to Jake Smith onto Ethan Edwards. Ethan Edwards picked up around the legs by Clydesdale and taken to the ground. They're just inside the 20-metre line. O'Donnell onto Tommy Johnson. Tommy Johnson runs the ball. Trapped and tackled just shy of the 10-metre line. Singleton would like a nice try to finish this one game. Don't want to finish this game.
Lukey Gardner is out in the centres.
That's where he's normally played.
Don't you remind him of this. Hope he never does it again.
Okay, Jake Smith. Back line play here to Jake Hardy. Around the back to James Bradley. What? James Bradley, it's not touch football. He can't take a quick dump, but he's parked it back under Cody Argent. Cody Argent's got nowhere to go, and he's tackled on the last tackle. No. What was that? Taken out. Someone's been taken out. So Singleton's got the ball. Last tackle.
Minute and a half to go.
It's Rinkin runs the ball. He's been tireless. He's worked hard. Every game I've seen him play this year, he's played fantastic. In a losing side, he's got to be one of their best forwards at the moment. Jake Smith around the back to
hit.
So here we go, Morgan Emity. Oh,
I would have hit Luke Gardner then.
Jake, he's gone. What was that? He was trying to reach out, and I don't think you're going to win a wrestle with JJ Apthorpe and Ronan Haddon over there, especially with Joel Harrison.
Here we go. Go away.
The Schultz fan club's turned up on the... But here we go. 20-metre restart. The clock's counting down under a minute. 46 points to 14 on the A+ contracting scoreboard.
Hey, you can't swear.
38 seconds to go. Let's here we go. Singleton.
I didn't.
Freddie Adams trying for a quick play of the ball. Adam Clydesdale at dummy half makes a break. No, he doesn't. He's met by number 14 O'Donnell. He flick passes out to Joel Harrison. Joel Harrison puts the foot down, but he's in the centre of the field, right in the traffic of the Singleton defence, and he's tackled 45 metres out from the Singleton line. 17 seconds remaining on the clock. Wicks underneath the... I cannot see who that is. I believe it would be Collison. Oh, that's a great rib shot there by Jake Smith.
Hold him, mate. Hold him down.
Not bad for a bloke that's been out all night. Clydesdale.
Apparently.
Off what's... Oh, that's nothing. That ends the game. Now, sure, it should know it hasn't, but now it does. They've succumbed to the tackle. That's a surrender tackle if Matt Edwards is ever going to call one. And it's 46 points to 14. Scone defeating Singleton. I've got to tell you, for the defeated side, I go through the rink, and Toby O'Donnell, when he came onto the field, he played above his weight. Ethan Edwards, you just go through those same names that we always go through, but they've got to regroup. But for Scone, right across the park.
Yeah, that's right. Just say go forward. That's what we're missing, The two front rows are fantastic. Especially that Mick Radford, he was unreal today. Yep. And then the old fella himself, bloody Daniel Ritter, offloading everything today, back inside all day, pulling people in.
Yeah. Just having a look out there at the moment, Tim Smith trying to argue with Nick Martin about the one-on-one strip.
The difference is he's smarter.
Let it go, Tim.
I'm like, hey.
Matty Edwards, final words. What do you think?
Oh, exactly what Schultz said, and that just set up in that first half for Adam Clydesdale just to play on the back of that go forward, and he saw what he did down this right edge. There was about 3 or 4 tries in that first half, just sit straight up down that right edge on the back of Mick Radford, JJ, Dan Ritter going forward. Speaks for itself.
Righty, I've got to ask you, who's your player of the match?
Mine would be Mick Radford. Yeah, I thought he was brilliant. Just even off the kick-offs, bringing it back 25 metres, getting Scone on the roll, getting constantly turned back under by Jake Watts or Adam Clydesdale, just finding his front, playing the ball.
And I'll ask you one question before I let you go and have some cans. Can they be beaten this year? They can, but who?
Anyone can be beaten.
Yep.
Anyone
Will they be?
My belief?
Yep.
I hope so, but I don't think so.
Yeah, the ones that when they can beat, when you throw something different at them and just try and throw Scone off their game plan, and if you can match up to their middle, then you might put a bit of pressure under their outside backs and your halves. But at the moment, they're rolling along fantastic.
Well, thanks for listening and tuning in. Thank you to Matty Edwards and of course Schultz. We'll be back with the team. These two, Matty Edwards isn't going anywhere, I can tell you that right now. He's coming on with every game. But that's, I don't know, you just copped a bit of spray there. But for the Bengalla Group 21 competition in first grade, Singleton were defeated by a very classy Scone outfit here at Pirtek Park today. Thank you to the cameraman Mitchell. Thank you, boys. Until next weekend, we'll see you at the game.